Hello. This episode of Talking About Superheroes is about Captain America, the Winter Soldier. So, if you haven't seen that yet, where have you been and why are you watching this? Okay. From the helicarrier bay in the SHIELD headquarters, this is Talking About Superheroes. Show where we talk about superheroes.
That's correct.
And today,
Americans, we are talking about Captain America, the Winter Soldier, the sequel to Captain America, the First Avenger.
Which wasn't as good. So, we saw it.
Yes.
Let's say, what do we think about the characters?
Well, yeah. What do we think about the characters? Captain America.
He's actually somehow the least interesting character in this whole movie. Yeah, this whole host of characters, but Captain America was okay. I mean, just like he usually is, of course. He was kind of a little darker. He was like suspicious of stuff.
He's got his suspicions about the progress of humanity, maybe being too militaristic, which is cool because he's supposed to be the super soldier kind of.
Later,
angle.
he realizes what's really going on. Secretly with the Robert Redford. But yeah, okay.
Hey, Mike. Okay.
Okay, so also, let's see, Black Widow, she's always cool. Scarlett Johansson.
Very cool. I like that she wasn't put in as a love interest in this movie. She actually made her own character and give her some strength.
Sorry. Her was that she was always trying to get Captain America to go out with somebody who's like, oh, Kristen from...
accounting.
Kristen from accounting thinks you're... She would say yes, but I'm too busy. And later she's like, this girl's cute. Why don't you go out with her?
It's nice because, well, then they actually do get to kiss in the movie too, right?
Yeah.
As a cover.
Well, yeah, they do that as a cover, and then later she just gives him the nonchalant little on the cheek.
It's nice.
She's like
the mother figure.
She's like, date somebody else, but I'm gonna kiss you.
Yeah. She's too dangerous.
I don't know. I do like how she's the only. Well, I mean, when SHIELD is all going crazy and stuff, she's the one who's like, the good one. I mean, and Falcon was really good. He was all like, hey man, you gotta listen to Marvin Gaye. He's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Falcon was cool.
And
I thought he was cool. Okay, I already said that.
But the original Falcon, does he have? They're not mechanical wings. They're like actual like angel's wings almost, aren't they?
Sort of, not really. They're like a gliding suit, sort of.
Oh yeah, okay.
But this one, it's cool. He's got like the sort of mech wings that were like.
And he goes, pistols out.
It's cool how he's not actually really working for anyone. He's like what was he, like a war guy?
He was a vet, yeah.
Yeah, but he came back pretty much. He just decided to be a superhero with them. He was like, hey, that would be cool if I bring my wings out. And I was like, but yeah, he was wearing sunglasses and he was real cool. And he was
nice,
cool.
Some action scenes with him. He's pretty cool, pretty awesome.
Nick Fury, he got like way cooler in this one, I thought.
Yeah, they gave him a lot to do for sure. But I'm gonna have to say they really leaned on that storytelling idea where you have to kill somebody to motivate everybody else, and then bring that somebody back to keep the character. I don't know. When is somebody really gonna die? Even Coulson, that was a whole thing that they did with him.
Anyways,
brought him back.
Let's still talk about
kind of cheap storytelling.
But later on, I really love the twist because, his superior changed up like the security retina display thing so that it wouldn't read Nick Fury's. But later on, he took off his eye patch and he was like, "You got to keep both eyes open." And his other eye wasn't just an eye socket like you'd expect, but it was like he had his eye. It just had this big like scratch through it, and it was like a blind eye.
Yeah, exactly.
And he was smart. He was all like, don't trust anyone.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
I'm gonna hide in a candy machine.
Arnim Zola came back.
Oh, loved that guy.
Kind of in the way I thought it would, like on a computer screen, but
yeah,
it was cool. There was this really old, like 1970s looking computer.
Yeah, reel to reel.
All these computer things, and like they stuck the USB in there, and Arnim Zola was there. He's like, "You are in my brain."
You can't. Oh, You can't stop me. I'm in the computer. You think they're gonna bring him back now that he's like?
He is back.
I mean, is he gonna stay back? Because it collapsed the whole thing.
I don't know. He's probably in all sorts of databases in different places, but it was cool. It was kind of like, it's kind of like the whole Jor-El thing that he was like, sort of his mind in there, but
Right on.
not really in the current time necessarily. He just has the history, and he's
Cool. What a cool set too.
I know, and it was cool because they did the little iconic comic book thing because there was a computer screen that was on, his little green face, and like a little green.
Green screen kind of old school computers.
Yeah, and above it was like this little camera.
Oh, yeah.
That's always the head of the little robot that he is inside of, in the comic book.
Why don't we bring up a picture of Artem Zola? The old one. This is how he's usually depicted in the comics, right? With the face in the chest.
Yeah, and here's the other thing: if we actually found it on the internet or not.
But yeah.
Boink.
If not, there'll be a picture of like an old Apple IIc computer.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Thanks for helping me in the editing process.
There we go. Boop. You can put up anything here. Like, why don't we put up a turkey or a ham or be bacon or
Okay, let's stop being carried away.
cupcake.
Gosh.
Easter.
Okay, for some reason I wanted to talk
Bunnies.
about Agent Sitwell. He's
Is that really his name? Sitwell?
Yes, Sitwell. I love his name, and he's
Okay.
just this cute little bald guy.
I don't remember him much in the movie. He died?
Yeah, he got thrown out a window. There's like an oncoming truck over there. I was like,
Oh, yes.
man. He's the role that really doesn't do anything, but I like him. Of course, he did, he ended up betraying everyone. It was like,
Yeah, I knew
was
something
the high
something
priest.
about his character didn't really sit well with me. Ooh. Nailed it.
and then they
Nails.
they interrogated him, holding him up there. And he was like, ah! And I liked him. Ah.
If they really need him, they'll bring him back.
Oh yeah, and Senator Stern was whispering in his ear. He was like, "Oh yeah, she's 23 and she's pretty." And then he's like, "El Hydra."
I like that Hydra keeps coming back as this
I know.
recurring theme.
Alexander Pierce. Let's talk about.
Alexander Pierce. Nice choice with Robert Redford.
Yeah.
I mean, if you've seen All the President's Men and those movies from the 70s about political intrigue in Washington D.C., he's
he's all about that.
all about that's his MO.
He was pretty. I thought
He was cool.
I thought he was gonna be pretty cool, but he was kind of the character that you're supposed to hate.
Mm-hmm. Well, I
He
love
made
it
me
when
so angry as a guy. I was like, God, he's so evil.
yeah, and he seems very trustworthy. He's super trustworthy in the beginning.
I know. He's like, yeah, I'm Nick Fury's pal, and then later he's like, everyone must be destroyed to not be destroyed.
Cool, when Cap first meets him, the last thing he says is he told me not to trust anybody, and he's like, all right.
Which brings us to Winter Soldier, or Bucky.
Bucky.
No, he was really cool. I love the way they did this. They did really good CGI on his robo arm.
CGI. Oh, with the mechanical
It's like,
things.
and
Tough dude.
but when his mask came off, I mean, there was a few minutes of silence, but I was the one in the theater who was just like, Becky. It's I was like, Bucky. And then 2 seconds later, Captain America was exactly in the same exact tone of voice. He was like, Bucky. And then he's like, who the hell's Bucky?
Right.
No, the Winter Soldier did still have some good in him because, he did all that stuff and he even shot Captain America, and then they were falling to the bottom of the ocean, but Winter Soldier pulled him out.
Oh man. So cool.
I bet he's gonna be good later on. It's
Do you think they'll ever get to the point in the comics Bucky actually becomes Captain America?
yeah, that happens eventually, I guess. I don't know if they'll do that, but
Probably not.
yeah, they brainwashed him so many times, and he was like, "What are you doing? What is this? What?"
Yeah.
He's like, "I think
Wipe him. That's
some
what they said.
part
Wipe
of me
him.
knows Captain America."
He's not a baby. You don't need to wipe him
Wipe
so
him.
much.
Okay, you're doing too many puns in this show. But that's good, because we can throw in the ba-dum-tsh. Okay, ready?
Not that one. The other one. Yeah.
Okay. Anyways.
All right. Story. We have story stuff to talk about. Maybe before we get into all the story stuff, wasn't it weird that they used the technique of like burning a hole in the ground to escape? That's kind of like a Wile E. Coyote type of get out of here.
Weird
They're like, they did it again. They like just burn a hole in the ground. And then that's when the chase always stops. They're like, oh yeah, we're not going to go down the hole. No
holes.
Yeah, no holes. We don't do holes.
We're like, corny for us.
They're like, call the mole man. Demolish Nick Fury's car, which is totally armored, and they penetrate it with these like giant steel battering rams. They open the door, and there's a hole in the ground. And you're like, ugh.
They're like, oh,
you escaped from Wesley Webbing.
Anyways, what did we like in the movie?
What did we like about the whole story altogether?
Yeah.
What did we like? I like that they had a Captain America exhibit at the Air and Space Museum.
Yeah, and then,
that was cool.
And then Captain America, they had to strip the statue. It was like,
yeah. Oh, that Stan Lee's thing came out. That was awesome.
Yeah, he was like, I am so fired.
Great part.
And
for
then
him.
like naked Captain America with like the shield covering himself.
So funny.
Yeah. They've never mentioned anything like in the other movies about what happened with Peggy, and then suddenly in this one she's just like there in the hospital and she's like, oh, Captain America, I missed so many years with you.
Exactly. When he comes back in the first movie, America, First Avenger, you'd think that he'd be like, Peggy, where's Peggy? Is she still out there? And he would be like, try to create some continuity in his life by connecting with her again. But they don't mention her at all. You just have to assume that she's dead.
Yeah, but then there's this part and it's all mushy. Like, did she die just now, or did she just be an old lady and go to sleep?
No, she didn't die.
What did we like, damn it?
We
liked the movie a lot, but we can't think of the specific parts we liked.
No, we liked it. I mean, I think...
I liked the whole look and feel of the whole thing.
I liked the look and the feel of the whole movie.
Stop.
I'm just being...
Look and feel.
Look and the feel.
Well, I think it was great that they set it all in Washington, D.C.
Oh, yeah, the part that I thought was really hilarious... Hold on. Well, actually, it connects to the beginning. So when, like, Captain America meets, what's his name? Falcon. And, like, they were jogging. And I like how he's, like, having a chat with this guy. He's like, let's see, what did I miss? Do you have any ideas about it? And he's like, well, there's a Marvin Gaye song that pretty much sums up everything up to this point.
An album.
Yeah, an album. And he was like, okay, I'll just add that to my list here. And there was this little list that was like, had all these things that he missed in the time he was frozen.
Right.
And on there was like Star Wars, and then Wars was crossed out and it wrote Shrek.
Question mark?
Shrek. And then he was like, Nirvana, band. And it was like, they connected that again at the end when, like, you know, Captain America got way beat up and a bunch of stuff, and Steve was just like in the hospital, and his good buddy, what's his, why do I keep forgetting?
Falcon's name?
His good buddy Falcon was sitting there next to him, and he like turned on Pandora and it was like put one of the Marvin Gaye songs on. And there was just this montage of what happened to everyone. Like Senator Stern gets arrested, and he's like, "Oh, oops."
Right.
And then like what else? And like Maria Hill is like working at Stark Industries or something.
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's talk about the mid-credit scenes that went on.
Oh yeah.
Mid-credit scene where that's in one of the probably secret Hydra bases or something. And there's this German guy with a monocle who's talking about. He's like, we need power or something.
What do we do with the twins? Or
He's like had a monocle, and I believe he was probably Von Strucker. He's like Captain America villain. He usually has a monocle, but he's like a Hydra guy, and he.
And then you get a glimpse of Quicksilver.
Yes. Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
He's like, what should we do with the twins?
I didn't really like seeing Scarlet Witch doing the whole like I can keep 3 blocks in the air.
Was it 3 blocks? I thought it was playing cards.
3 blocks. That's very typical. Like that's kind of such an easy thing. It's actually not her.
And then the Quicksilver was in the other cell, and he was just like, running around like an idiot who's like bumping into the walls. And I'm like, what are you doing,
Yeah.
man? At least they showed them.
They showed him.
Yeah, and
know
that's
what's
setting
coming
it
up.
up for Avengers: Age of Ultron because supposedly like Von Strucker is supposed to be in the beginning of that, and like I guess somehow they figure out how to get like Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver in there, and they.
Oh yeah, so Marvel's doing this whole thing that they're going into the age of magic. So they did mention Stephen Strange in there too, right?
Oh yeah,
When
they did.
Yeah, so that's cool. We
They
may
mentioned
see
Doctor Strange.
we may see Doctor Strange, which would be so awesome.
Ooh, you look kind of like Doctor Strange. You have to make your. Yeah.
I like it.
Anyways, then there was the scene after all the credits, which wasn't as good, but you know, it was in the museum, and they were talking about like Bucky, and there's like little memoriam of Bucky in there, and Winter Soldier's right there in like a hoodie and all that.
Yeah.
He's just like looking at it. He's like,
Looking at himself.
wait, is that me? Okay, so I'm Bucky,
I'm Bucky.
and then he's just like, duh. Okay, throw that little suspenseful sound.
Power
again.
chord.
Anyway,
Gunstone.
well, that's Captain America: The Winter Soldier. If you haven't seen it still, why are you watching this right now? But
Right.
okay, now you may or may not want to see that.
Do we want to talk about the future of the story? Like
No.